Hey guys, how's it going? It's Will or JimSauceonRS, and it is a little bit before 12 o'clock. I actually wanted to record it earlier, but I just got caught up in things. I was playing a game of League with my friend, and right now I'm just doing some crafting a little bit. I'm not going to be doing crafting the whole video. I'm just going to get this level and talk to you guys for a little bit. Right now, I'm currently watching GrowScore play League of Legends at the moment, and if you guys don't know, GrowScore, like, all around is one of my favorite people to watch. Not just, you know, Runescape or League, just in general. GrowScore is one of my favorite, you know, gaming video makers. He's just full of energy, and he's always been a cool dude. Like, I've watched him for a long time, so big shout out to you, Mr. GrowScore. You're just awesome at what you do. But he was just playing Riven, and he got carried by somebody else, and he sent everybody over to their stream to thank him, which was pretty cool. But I am crafting right now. I am about to get a level soon. I'm gonna be level 93 again. What I plan on doing for this video is I'm gonna be getting well, 99 strength, maybe. Like today, if I do have enough time. Apparently it does go pretty fast, so I probably could get that today. I just want to get this crafting level, get some stuff squared away, and then I'll be working on that. I'm pretty sure there's like that fight cauldron or whatever I can go through, and I go through like those different stages, and I can get a lot of experience from it. People told me I could do that. I don't remember who was doing it, but I saw somebody do it in a video, and it was like a lot of experience, and they said that was a good way to train. So I'm thinking about going to do that, because if it is as fast as they said, then I could probably get that in like less than 3 hours, which would be amazing. I don't really know when I'm going to get 99 woodcutting again. I might just continue with the max cape without getting 99 woodcutting, because even though like AFK Ivy is really easy to do, like it's extremely easy to do, it's really boring, and I've been AFKing a lot, which is fine, you know, that's cool, getting experience, you know, watching videos, doing stuff, but at the same time, it's like I want to do something else. You know, I want to go train some combat. I want to get my 99 strength back. You know, I want to hit up some Slayer. You know, it's really upsetting because I just used a bunch of effigies on Slayer. I ended up getting, I think it was 89, and now it's knocked back again. I do want to get rune crafting and farming back to 80, so I have 80 plus all stats, because that's a little annoying to look at. So I do have some progress. I have some work to do, but I will be getting that done. And I am going to go get prayer back as well. I might do some frost dragon bones, because that's going to be extremely fast. I want to, you know, try to be as efficient as possible, but still kind of like use a little bit of money, because I'm going to have to use more money if I want to get faster experience. Faster experience is awesome. Who likes slow experience? Usually how RuneScape works is the faster methods cost more, but obviously you get it faster, or you could spend less money or even make money, but it's either really slow or like extremely slow, and you basically get like no XP at all, which it's kind of a big trade-off. So I don't really know what you guys would prefer. But RuneScape 3, I was watching some videos on RuneScape 3, and it actually does look pretty good. I believe the beta is out, and I think I could go on it. I'm not sure. I think I'm allowed to go on it. If so, I might check that out a little bit later. It does look kind of cool. It does look interesting. I like where they're going with it. It is a lot different from, you know, normal RuneScape, but, you know, sometimes games need to change, and I think that's a really cool update. I don't find it annoying at all. I don't think it's going to ruin the game, so without any, like, comments already, I don't think it's going to ruin it. I think it's going to better it. I think maybe we'll actually be able to see that new boss that came out, because you could barely see him from, like, the neck up. I don't think you could see his head at all. So maybe with this RuneScape 3, you can actually see the full thing, because of the render distance has changed. I thought that was kind of weird looking at it. And that boss is extremely scary, so finding me there anytime soon, probably a no-go unless I get like a pretty good team to go with me. Yeah, I mean, I do want to get a team together because it will be fun, but I'm not really sure when that's going to happen. Should happen pretty soon, as well as getting this level, so come on. Once I get this level, I'm probably going to go and eat some lunch too, because it's about that time. Alright, we're about to get it. Let's get these out. Alright, bam, come on. Them gains. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it! Bam! Alright. 93 crafting. I like that. That's sexy. So now I can use those effigies on it again, so that's going to be pretty nice. So, yep, be back when I'm doing something else. So then afterwards, guys, I decided to do some frost dragon killing. I ended up bringing some overloads, some super anti-fires, prayer renewals, really the whole works. And reason being is because I need to get my 99 strength back, and I know this is really good experience for strength and combat in general. And also I bought my Bone Crusher. I also brought my Bone Crusher, which would bury the frost bones right away, and that would help me get back some of the prayer experience that I lost out on after the reset. So that's what I decided to do. And you see that I did bring my charm holders, but I didn't really think about picking up the charms as much as just going for the frost dragons right away, because there was another guy there, and I wanted to make sure I could make my XP as efficient as possible. Actually, there's another 2 guys there. There was a bot there, and there was a guy in an attack cape, and then there was me. So that's the reason behind that. I really don't pick up any charms until I think I pick up like a few at the end. So it's probably gonna annoy some of you guys, and I apologize for that. But for the rest of this clip, I'm just going to throw on some songs, well, probably a song, and then we will be back for something else that I'm going to do. I really don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll figure it out together, guys. So, yeah, enjoy. You know, guys, happy 4th of July. You know, I want to come out and say right now, happy 4th of July. Hope you're having a good day. Hope everything's going great. One thing I need to talk about, though. Why? Okay. Why do people insist, and this goes for multiple holidays, okay? If it is specifically July 4th, that is the holiday. A lot of people think about July 4th as, you know, a big party day. Fireworks are a main thing of 4th of July. You know, people like to set off fireworks. They like to buy little firecrackers and sparklers and big booms and explosions. That's great. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you want to go buy fireworks and have a fun time, great. Do it on July 4th, okay? Not July 3rd or the 2nd or the 1st, okay? Don't do it on March 5th, okay? That's not July 4th. If I see you throwing off fireworks on October 7th because you're confused and you don't know that it's not July 4th, it's annoying. You know, people last night were setting off fireworks. There just goes another firework. But see, it's fine because it's July 4th. I can't really get mad at that because today's the holiday where people set off fireworks. Not a day or two afterwards or before. That's like right after Halloween is over, okay? You got October, and then you start moving into Thanksgiving and Christmas, alright? It is November, which Thanksgiving is in, but yet people feel they need to release their Christmas decorations and the Christmas music and all this stuff. It's not even the month that it's in yet. Christmas comes at the end of December, not the first week of November. I don't understand why people feel like they need to do it so early. And to me, it's kind of a waste because what's the point? What do you get out of, doing all this stuff early? Nothing. You really just get nothing out of it. Just wait until it's actual time. I mean, Christmas is probably one of the biggest holidays, okay? So, if you want to do it maybe like a week prior or so, 2 weeks is pushing it, but like a whole month and a half before the holidays even coming? Come on now. So I did decide to start killing some QBD. I didn't really know why. I just really felt like I wanted to do it. QBD, if you guys remember back to my Road to Blue Halloween mask, yeah, Road to Blue Halloween mask from scratch. I wanted to say Blue Halloween set, but that wouldn't have made sense. If you guys remember back to the Blue Halloween series that I had, QBD was one of pretty much my main moneymaker. And that made a lot of people upset because I did QBD a lot, and people didn't want to see the continuous QBD after QBD after QBD. So right now, I think it's 3 or 4 kills that are sped up just a tiny bit, not sped up too much. And I actually did enjoy it. This is the first time me ever using melee on QBD, so I didn't really know what to expect. I ended up doing pretty well. There was a couple points where I did almost die, and it was kind of getting a little sketchy, but I managed to recover from that. So if you guys are enjoying so far, might as well pop down the like now if you are saucy enough. But something I want to talk about, it's kind of going from like a ranty, kind of sort of positive mood into like, I guess a downer, kind of sad, upsetting thing. But you guys may or may not know, I do have 2 cats. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. The 2 dogs are both, I want to say, 4 years old, but I don't know if they're 3 or 4. They're definitely not 5, but they're 3 or 4 years old, so fairly young pups. And we always see them because they're on the main floor of the house. But before we got the dogs, we had 2 cats. Little Cat, I know, cool name, right? And Kimmy, and they were both my stepdad's cats. And once we got the dogs, they didn't really get along, so we didn't want to get rid of the cats, so we ended up putting them down in the basement. Now, by no means is this like animal cruelty. We're not just sending them down there with no food or anything. Obviously, we go down every day, check on them, food, water, snacks, anything. They're still babied, and we see them often. And either 1 to 3 days ago, I want to say 2 days ago because I don't remember it being yesterday, but in the morning before work I went to go get my bowl of cereal. And when I went to go get my bowl of cereal, I noticed at the bottom of the steps the one cat was laying there like on her back. I mean, she was looking around, and meowing. Like she does like a little silent meow. Nothing really comes out, but she meows. And I went down there for like a couple minutes, and I was rubbing her stomach, and she was purring and doing her little silent meow. And in my head, I was thinking, it's kind of weird that she's just chilling there on her back, not really doing anything. I mean, I tried like sliding her over, but she's a fairly heavy cat, so I figured, maybe she's just chilling. And so I kind of just let her go. She seemed to be fine, and I had to go then. So I went back upstairs. So then today, I wake up and I go to the bathroom and everything. I go downstairs, and that was a big firework. And I'm looking around for my family. Like I don't know where they're at. I don't know what's going on. And so I look downstairs in the basement, and I see the lights are on. I'm like, all right, they're probably down there. They're watching a movie or something. So I went up and I started to make lunch then, and to come to my attention, my mom came upstairs and she's like, I don't think Kimmy's doing so well. And in my head I was thinking like, what are you talking about? Like, I just saw her, a day or two ago. So apparently what we think happened was she was on the top part of our basement. There's like this big, I don't even know, like 3 foot by 3 foot ledge, and both of the cats' beds are on it. They sleep up there. It's obviously enough room for them. It's pretty spacey for a little cat. And Apparently, what they're assuming is that when she went to go jump up there, she missed and fell. Which obviously, you know, basements usually have hard floors underneath the little thin carpet that we have. Alright, what, are people like throwing sparklers in my window or something? That's cool. Sorry if you guys hear that. But, so they assume that she had fallen, and right now, you know, I keep on going down there and checking on her. She's been in the same position all day. She hasn't been moving much. We think it's her back legs that, you know, were injured, because, you know, she moves her front paws around a bit, and she moves her head around a bit, but not that much. And these fireworks just keep on going off, and there's nothing I can do about it. But, it's kind of upsetting because, you know, every time I go down there, it's almost like she's so helpless. You know, she's not eating, she's not drinking, and there's no vet that's open right now because it's 4th of July. You know, there's a vet literally up the street from us, but we can't take her because they're not there. You know, there's nothing that we can do. So, you know, I go down there every now and then, check on her, give her pets. She started to purr again, which is cool. She looks like she's moving around a little bit, but, you know, she's still not getting up. She's still not eating. You know, the getting up part is, obviously it's important. Like, I want her to get up and walk around. But more important, I want her to at least take some water or some cat food or something, you know. I even tried dabbing my finger in her water and just, like, trying to put it up to her just to see if she would lick my finger. And not even that. And it's kind of upsetting, you know. You don't really think about them throughout the day, you know. You just know that cats are in the basement. They got food. They got their water. You know, we check on them every now and then. Well, we check on them every day, you know, clean the litter box out, everything's good. You just expect them to be fine. But then, you know, once something bad happens, you realize, like, you know, what the heck happened? Like, I should have been there more. Like, I should have spent more time with them. I mean, sure, some people would just be like, oh, dude, it's just a cat, you know, who cares about a cat? But, you know, your animals are really one of your best friends. You know, it's not like they're really going to turn against you. You know, they don't do anything wrong. They're just a cat. You know, they're just a dog. They do whatever they can do as a normal cat or dog would. And then, you know, you see them suffer like that, and it really hits you. And it's kind of upsetting. You know, she's still down there right now. I guess tomorrow morning my stepdad is going to be taking her to the vet, and I really don't know what they're going to do. I already have the idea in my head that she's probably not going to make it. So it's really upsetting. And, you know, just right now, out of randomness, just if you guys have a dog or a pet that you don't see that much, you don't spend much time with, you know, right after this video, or even right now, close out of the video and go spend some time with your dogs. You know, go spend some time with your cats, your iguana, your bunny, your monkey, your pet panther, your shark. I don't know what you have. Whatever pet you have, just go hang out with, you know, because they're not going to be there forever. And that kind of reminds me, you know, back to my grandma passing. You know, my mom always said, you know, call her whenever you can. You know, she's not going to be there forever. And, you know, I took that kind of lightly. You know, I still called her. You know, I was sleeping over. You know, when my aunt, the one summer, she had to go for like a week or so, and then the next time she had to go for a couple days. You know, I was the one that went over. You know, being 15 years old, I went over there. It was just me and my grandmother. You know, I had to take care of the dogs going out, you know, making sure the house was kept up. You know, I helped her out. And, you know, it's just rough now, you know, seeing her gone. It's really upsetting. And, you know, whenever somebody passes away or something dies or goes away, not even dying, you know, like old music, you know, you wanna relive those moments. You wanna go back in time. You wish those awesome masterpiece moments could all come back and combine and just be in your daily life. And, you know, I wish those things all the time, but you can't go back. So do what you can in the now. You know, now I feel like I'm Martin Luther King or Dr. Phil or something. You know, do what you can now before it's too late. You know, it sounds kind of cliche, but, you know, nothing lasts forever. And, you know, I always took for granted the things around me. I always expected everything, you know, to be almost perfect and good. And, you know, it's life. You know, you get to see it for firsthand, and it really, you know, it makes you think about things. So Take this commentary for what it's worth. I didn't mean to bring you guys down. If I did bring you down, I really didn't mean to. It's just something that was on my mind and wanted to talk about. So if you guys did enjoy, remember leave a like down below. And that, guys, take it easy. Peace!